episode of Battlefield Recovery. A hunt for Hitler's elite SS troops unearths a mysterious soldier.
If you guys are going Russian, I'm going to go German.
Some of this stuff can still go back, yeah?
The Eastern Front of World War II, where Hitler and Stalin's armies fought to the death. Millions of soldiers and their weapons still lie rotting under the battlefields where they fell. Four men determined to combine their skills and unearth this history. Craig, military tactics.
I'm a historian and a military officer. That's a bunker. When other people see fields and trees, I see a battlefield. I see fighting positions. I see fields of fire.
Chris, gadgets.
Digging is like a science. Didn't I say the ground felt hollow? It's knowing your terrain, your target, and most of all, your kit. Did you bury a dead body right outside your door?
Stephen, relics and rust.
Look at the condition of that.
Give me a piece of World War II scrap, and I can identify what it was, who made it, and in what year.
This is the fellow we're looking for.
And Adrian, the man with the Eastern Front in his blood.
That is the German uniform. I'm half British and I'm half Polish, and to me, these things are personal. I literally got goosebumps on my back.
Their mission, to save the history from the ground before it's lost forever.
Let's get digging.
You imagine driving through here in like 1944, bullets shooting at you. This thing goes too slow for my liking.
In October 1944, the tide of World War II had turned, and Hitler's Germans were being pushed out of Eastern Europe by Stalin's Red Army.
It was perfect. Get out there, get our hands dirty and get digging.
Here in Latvia, the port of Liepāja, which was vital to the German army's supply chain, was being targeted by Stalin's 51st Army. Hitler's crack SS Nordland division were ordered to hold the road to the town, no matter what the cost.
Sneak peek foot down, mate. I'll get there sometimes, mate.
The team have a report of a possible SS position on a hill above the road, overrun in ferocious fighting by the 51st Army as they fought their way to the coast.
Right, we're here, guys.
The report from a local Latvian war expert said the body of an SS soldier was supposed to have been left just meters from where he was killed in a ruined cellar. The team's mission is to locate the soldier, recover his body, and find out what really happened in this battle along the road to the sea.
Oh, look! Oh. Look at that. These are some really solid walls as well.
It's so exciting to read a report and then be standing in the exact location where they actually said to have happened.
What I think we need to do, guys, is give it a quick scan with detectors, just to make sure there's something in there.
Before these guys got their detectors and shovels out, I wanted to get my tactical brain out. I wanted to look around and see just how defensible this position was tactically. Come here, come down here, you can still see out. Look out here. All right, come on, put your MG42 out. This is a perfect machine gun position. Seriously, they'd have to have a sniper to get you, but they couldn't see you. Imagine your M42 helmet on your head, grass. I mean, look.
These guys were assessed.
I've been meaning to do this all day long. To see that, we got grass and you just can't see us at all. You could do well-aimed shots at Russians coming up.
And Russians were coming up in an open hill.
And that's what they did. They led with infantry here because the weather was too bad for them to use tanks. I mean, look at this. I mean, they're coming at you and you can just pick them off one by one.
This would have made for a great defensive position. It would have taken a massive barrage of the Soviet 51st Army's infantry and ammunition to take it.
The cellar was like a ready-made trench. It was ideal to defend from.
So the team's next task is to survey the ground for remnants of the battle.
To make sure we're in the right place, we needed to find evidence of a battle. We needed to find shrapnel. We needed to find cartridge cases.
I really got a good feeling about today.
Chris hands out the kit.
Let's make a move.
Sorted. I reckon around here somewhere.
Right, okay. Shove them down there.
Uneven ground, choked with weeds and tree roots, this hilltop is a tough technical challenge, even for these hardened diggers.
One thing I pride myself on is knowing the right settings for the right situation. Right, go all metal. I don't want to miss anything on this guy today, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Full sensitivity?
Definitely. Well, let's try and find this guy.
We're expecting to find a helmet, buttons, badges, possibly even a weapon, cartridges. So anything like that would be worth digging just to see whether or not it leads us to this fallen soldier. Jeez, there's stuff everywhere.
There's a lot of iron. A lot of old iron, big bits of iron, probably shrapnel, I'd say.
I'm not joking. I've got a fragmentation shell from a grenade. First thing.
Have you?
Look.
Oh, you have, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I got goosebumps all over. I know my explosives. This was a Russian RG-42 grenade, and it showed that the Red Army had been fighting right here. RG-42. Nice one.
Well done.
It was literally
Russian
laying on the
grenade.
surface. No.
That's brilliant. Crikey. I mean, when this thing went off properly, you know, this fragmentation sleeve would have burst into 100 pieces and just it's like 100 mini bullets flying through the air. You've got to be a long distance away from that for it not to hurt.
Yeah. Containing 100 grams of explosive TNT, the RG-42 hand grenade was a devastating Soviet weapon. Exploding 4 seconds after the pin was pulled, everything and everyone within 20 meters would be blown to smithereens.
Right, guys, be very mindful of how you're digging. Some of this stuff can still go bang, yeah?
Guys,
Yup.
I have a bit of shrapnel. The drive bud's still intact, so it's definitely shrapnel.
Just one thing, how close to the surface of the finds are you getting?
Very close.
Yeah, very 2
Yeah,
inches,
same
3
here.
inches.
If the guy's here, he's not going to be very deep down because all the relics from World War II are in the first 2-3 inches.
Finds like this near the surface are the most vulnerable to thieves called black diggers.
This is what black diggers love because very little work for lots of reward. All they need is a decent badge, a decent medal, and 500-600 euros better off.
Black diggers are illegal battlefield looters, and while the rewards can be high, the risks are steep. The maximum sentence in Latvia for digging sites like this without a permit is 4 years in jail.
That's more like it.
Another one?
Yeah.
That's another one of these,
Fragmentation sleeves.
yeah.
Second one.
There's one hell of a battle going on here if we're finding all these fragmentation sleeves.
There's a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of grenade shards, there's a lot of grenade pieces, there's fragmentation sleeves. This shows me that this place was charged by a large group of men. And if you're in anything less than an equivalently large group of men, it must have been absolutely terrifying. There was lots of evidence in this area, piles of metal everywhere, evidence of a big battle.
It was great that we had evidence of the battle at the hilltop because that meant we are in the right place. But that was a massive problem as well.
Now we're going to have a great deal of difficulty, guys, pinpointing this guy with all the stuff that's on this site.
We could be here all day digging it.
So they've called in Latvian battlefield expert Victor's Dux and Helga Brugland, a Norwegian journalist. Helga was the first to hear about this site and has spoken to a soldier who was here on the actual day of the battle.
This was in the end of October 1944. It was the start of the second Kuman battle. There was some guys from the 7th Company in the Regiment Norway was sitting on this hill.
The Nazi regime's notorious SS had almost 1 million soldiers in its ranks during the war, and some 30% of them were non-Germans. The Nordland Division was made up mostly of Nazi volunteers from Scandinavia, but commanded by German officers. Their distinctive badges and medals can fetch as much as $5,000 on the black market.
I know one guy from Norway which still lives, and he has told me the story what happened here. A big shell was hitting the cellar here.
Right.
And one German soldier with the name Max Griska didn't manage to get out. He got the roof over his legs. He was then screaming, help me, help me. At the same time, the Russians started to storm the hill. They threw a lot of hand grenades over here.
Hey, we found them all around here. We found the grenades.
The remaining soldiers, they had to flee. And this Norwegian soldier, he took a quick look down in the basement. And he saw this Max Griska sitting there. He was totally quiet at that time. The only chance for him now was to keep his mouth shut, because the Russian will hear him, and he could just hope that the Russian will pass the hill and go for the next one. They didn't.
That day would have been horrific. You're not entirely sure what's going on. Massive things exploding in front of you. It would have been hell on earth. It would have been horrible.
If you want to see, guys, I have a picture of him.
No.
This is Max Griska.
Oh, wow. Wow. He's a young fella. He's literally...
He's just like you. Your age.
Yeah.
So if that was me in Germany, I could have been him here.
Imagine you being here.
If you were a German, yeah. And remember, 2.2 million young men from Germany didn't come back from Eastern Europe. 2.2 millions.
Well, hopefully we can find one today and get him back.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Put a name to his grave.
Yeah.
Helga was told a Latvian farm boy found the body in the cellar just after the war. He dragged it out and covered it over nearby. Max may have lain here ever since.
Yes, we got that.
Yeah. Just there.
Just there.
So Max is there.
Whoa, Max is there.
Helga had been told the body was around 3 meters from the cellar entrance.
I felt so close to Max, it made the hairs on the back of my neck rise.
This is the power of place. It's spooky to be in a place where someone died and knowing how he died as well.
Thank you very, very much. After we'd heard the story about Max, the most important thing that we needed to do was find him.
First priority is to carefully remove the topsoil in the search area.
Come on. So we've got to be really, really careful right now. More, please, more. No, just this bit, over and over. Layer by layer.
This bit has to go deeper.
Yeah.
I was looking out for the telltale signs. A piece of metal, a piece of cloth, even a shard of bone.
But with nothing appearing in the earth, Adrian looks for clues in the undergrowth.
Trees grow better in good soil. Decomposing body improves the soil. Look at them trees, they're literally as long as a body. Like, look, if I lay down here,
You're right.
look, this is literally the perfect size. So we actually think he might be laying here because it'd be easier for the guy to drag him out.
Those trees are very, very young. With the nutrients last that long?
No, it's nothing about the actual trees growing there for 60 years. It's just soil. So the first places these seeds would grow would be good soil, and that's probably better soil than here.
No, I really, really like that idea. Okay.
Yeah. Boys, that's German uniform.
Please be.
That is the German uniform.
Yeah, you know what? Wait, hey, Adrian, look at this. This is his pocket, and there's a hole for like an award.
Mate, I literally got goosebumps on right now. Finding the uniform in the ground was absolutely amazing. I felt ecstatic thinking, yes, this is Max. This is exactly the place.
We've got bits of uniform everywhere.
Look.
This is the fellow we're looking for. We need to get him out.
The team may have found clothing in the hole they've dug, but there's one crucial thing missing.
Where's his bones?
No body, nothing. Gutted.
But Adrian hasn't given up hope.
But there's another thing which you can do, is wash a bit of the actual tube material and see what colour it is. I'll tell you what, mate, it's black.
If it is black, don't forget we're in a SS position.
They didn't wear black uniform.
They only want black to a parade, not in a field. No, it's just a Russian uniform that was dumped. But then we realised there's no bones, and it's just like a hit in the face thinking, whoa, it's not it.
It was so devastating not being able to find Max, but he wasn't where Helgi said he would be. And he could have been anywhere on that hilltop.
They started to reassess the situation, and the only thing we knew was what we were told about how Max was buried.
It was said that the farmer's son returned to his old home after the war and deposited Max's body just outside the cellar.
I'd say somewhere 3 meters right outside the door.
Don't forget that was a road. That was definitely a road.
Not in front of the door. You're not going to walk out of your door, your basement, onto a road. I think he's right in front of the door, about 3 meters away, and only a few feet deep.
Okay.
Really. Cut a box out in front of the door and see what happens.
Would you
This
bury
is
it?
even too far away.
Would you bury a dead body right outside your door? All of us really want to find this guy, and we're not entirely sure where he is, so we've all got different ideas as to where he is, and the sun's beginning to go down. We've just got to be thorough. We get one chance to do this, don't we?
You've got an hour to be thorough.
I know, okay.
What I'm saying.
So we're going to pull him forward a little bit.
And actually start digging on the
Come
other
straight
side.
into that area there then.
Let's just think about this. We've got about an hour of sunlight left. Let's get a piece of paper and a pen. Let's draw this guy a map.
Craig is currently showing the Latvian driver a piece of paper with 2 squares on it with a number 3 on both sides and a 5 at the top, anticipating he will understand.
Leaving the excavator to dig to his plan, Craig takes Adrian to a spot near the cellar entrance to investigate more closely.
So just start digging?
Yeah, dig it together.
Back with the excavator, Steve and Chris are giving up hope.
I don't think we're close at all. I don't think he's here. There's nothing at all. There's a trash bit over there. This place is full of World War II relics, but nothing else. He's not here.
9 out of 10 times you find absolutely nothing, and it can be the most depressing hobby on earth. But when you do find it, the reward feels absolutely great. Whoa, there's something big. It's just a rock. Something really big underneath me. Whoa. Is that what I think it is? We find a helmet, mate. I don't know if it's German or Russian yet, but we found a helmet, mate. So it's worth digging around. Hey! Steven! We found a helmet!
I couldn't believe it. I thought Craig's plan was nonsense, and it looked like he'd saved the day.
Get the helmet out, and then recheck the hole.
This is the moment we've been waiting and working all day for.
Can I have a try, please?
Yeah.
Hold on. Double side bone.
That's bone, all right?
Is that teeth?
You know, it seems like we're looking at a skull, an intact body, we don't know. There's a helmet there, and we can actually see teeth. So, and there is something metal right next to them, so leave them for the time being. We have to be very super gentle now.
Yeah, real gentle.
Just let's get the helmet out and see if there's anything in it.
But is it Max?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? Hopefully I have some idea on it. We need to get it out.
So we have got a Russian helmet.
This wasn't Max, period.
But if this is a fallen Russian soldier, it would still be an important recovery, and just the evidence they need to confirm there was a ferocious battle on this hilltop.
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Anything
Here it is.
There
Is it human?
Yeah.
Can you clean up?
Stay positive.
That's animal.
That's animal teeth.
Okay, so we didn't find a war grave. We found a trash dump.
Feeling deflated at the moment, feeling a bit depressed, a bit down about it. Can't find a guy, haven't found Max. Feel like I've let Helgi down a little bit, and you know, and the fact that, well, you know, we just invested so much into this and haven't found him. We're going to do one last thing. We're losing light. We're going to try and get the JCB into the cellar where we think he died.
Start it, dig it.
With the area around it thoroughly surveyed, the cellar itself is now the team's last hope.
I know, I mean, the sun's going down. They've got a few minutes left. We're sort of grasping for straws now.
But it's soon clear it contains nothing but soil.
I think we should stop. Do you?
Yeah, I agree.
Stop. I think we should leave this as it is. Stop. No
more.
Stop. Just stop, mate. Just stop everything.
Just close off.
Stop.
Although it was likely the battle that killed Max had happened here, Without definite leads to go on, the team isn't going to get any more understanding of what happened on this hilltop. It was time to call it a day.
Today gives me a thirst. Gives me an absolute thirst, and I want to do this again and again and again until we do it and we get it right. Until we find a body, we bring it home.
An old SS veteran told Latvian war experts he'd buried 15 of his comrades in the cellar of a ruined farmhouse called Sivani, just half a mile from where the guys dug yesterday.
Right, let's not get carried away. Let's get the detectors out and scan this place thoroughly. Yeah?
Sounds like a plan.
Really excited. We've got a new lead, and hopefully we're going to find something on this hill.
Right, I reckon today we go all metal. Yeah?
If the Russian report's accurate, this area got hit by a really big artillery barrage, so there should be bits of shrapnel, nose fuses, mortar fins, the whole works out in that field.
I agree. Okay, and I reckon the best place to start would be right there.
In October 1944, Hitler's SS troops occupied the cellars of certain hilltop buildings all along the road towards the Baltic coast, for protection and to fire down on the advancing Soviets. Before they hike up the hill, the team want to confirm that they are in the right place.
Just need one thing, just something concrete. Did you get anything, Chris?
You might be interested in that. I've got no idea what it is.
Excellent. Looks like a Russian 7.62. Little pistol round that they used in their submachine guns.
Okay.
That's great. That means the Russians were definitely here.
Excellent.
So with that bit of information, now's the time to get up on the top of that hill.
You know what? If that's there, then there's definitely more stuff around, mate.
Stop and look around.
Yeah.
Look back toward Russia.
That is some view.
Yeah, you can see a lot better. My bet is if we go higher, that's where the defensive position's going to be. I mean, just on the other side of this hill, perfect place to hide. Look down in the valley. You can see the road. They can't see you.
Yeah.
This is a great firing position.
Oh, great.
This is exactly where I put an anti-tank battery. This is excellent terrain to defend.
So the team go into the wooded hilltop to look for the remains of the farmhouse, though it's unlikely much remains of it above ground.
That is it.
Wood.
Wood, stones. Yeah.
There's barbed wire over here.
Nothing I was seeing was telling me this was going to be an easy dig. It was completely overgrown, and the cellar was supposed to be underneath it all somewhere.
Further down, further down, further down.
Whoa.
While Chris, Adrian and Stephen concentrate their search on the middle of the wood, Craig sweeps the outer edge.
Hey guys, I found it. I think I found it. Come over here.
What? Where is it?
I think I found the cellar.
Whoa, whoa.
What you got?
No, well, square hole. This is a building.
Oh my God.
So that's the cellar.
There's no
Entrance.
wire there.
It's very small for a cellar.
It's got to be beneath it, isn't it?
I saw the stairs going down. I was feeling this is our cellar. Time to get the excavator in pronto.
Oh, there it is.
70 years ago, what happened at this place must have been unimaginable. The big battle that took place here resulted in the deaths of a lot of men. But one man was left alive, and he took 15 of his friends, and he gave them a half-decent burial before he got himself to safety.
Here! Okay, now over this way.
Nothing gets me going like when the earth starts moving.
That's my tree's roots.
Metal machinery. I'm like a kid in the sandpit.
Come on, where is this thing?
My only problem is my red hair and the temper that goes with it.
We're going down, 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 deeper, deeper, deeper. That's a brick.
Bricks.
Yeah, you're right. Good, good. There, look. Yeah, perfect. That's it. That's great. Over. Look at me. Thank you. What?
Wait.
Okay, get in. Detectors.
Tell you what, I can see space.
The earth is loose, the telltale sign of an old underground cavity.
Get the JCB and get this part removed.
Do you know what? This could be our cellar.
If there's those German soldiers in there, it could well be that they're all kitted out, and if they're all kitted out, they could have Sturmgewehrs, they could have rifles, they could have machine guns. Just so exciting.
Hey, wait, what's that by your foot? That little cylinder thing. Look to your foot right there.
Holy shit! That's a German 20mm shell.
Fired from guns called flak Feelings, the 20mm shell was used to fire at aircraft and even into troops, with devastating effect. Hitler's own personal command train was protected at the back by a gun capable of firing 20mm shells at a rate of up to 800 a minute.
Get this out of the way before the tractor runs over it.
20mm shells are found all over the old Eastern Front, and even after 70 years in the ground, they can still pack a punch.
May I?
Yeah, of course you can. I knew the Nazis made their ammunition well, but even I was surprised that this stuff had still got some bang left in it, even after 70 years in the Latvian soil. Not much of 70-year-old gunpowder, is it? Cordite.
There was clearly fighting at this site, and to find out more about the battle on this hill, Craig met up with Valdis Kuzmins of Latvia's War Museum.
Those cellars were used by Germans and Russians as well as bunkers. Very well made.
Okay.
They didn't have any time both sides to start digging and to build the proper trenches. So they moved in and used what was there. Germans used MG-42 machine guns. There's 500 meters. It's perfect for this weapon. And Russians used machine pistols with a pistol bullets, so it's not so good at that range, 200 meters at most.
Yeah, this makes perfect sense. We found a machine pistol cartridge just over there, which was about where the Russians were coming. We've got a beautiful day here. Probably not so in 1944. What was the weather like?
Totally different. It was a lot of rain, very wet, and the ground was very kind of muddy. The ground you see around here, like those ravines, when you see the water is, the tank cannot move over that place.
So the Russians were sitting ducks. And the only things the Russians could do were sort of dismount and take this hill
And try to...
on foot.
That's right. If they used tanks at the beginning, those tanks would be destroyed.
They would be bogged down and they would be picked off one by one.
That's
So
right.
they sent in their infantry to get slaughtered.
That's
and to
right.
pick off the Germans if they could to take the hill, which they eventually did.
Yes, that's what happened.
That's incredible.
We're giving our housemate, Sleepy Alex, a big start to his day from Nescafe Original.